So hi everyone, today in this video we're gonna develop another mental model that obviously can be important for you because there's much more mental models that are nothing more than just like representations, the ways that the information can be structured in a model that can be easier more like make it as something that your brain gets feed as information, something that you can grasp more, and then obviously you can apply it in your decision making process, increasing the probability of you using it in real case scenarios that so you need to get these decisions that are ultimately what also brings to you what are things that you must get that and you most like wish for prosperity in whatever is the field that you want to get. You always gonna have to need to get a good type of decision making process, which relies a lot in having high type of information about how the world works. But then, so today we're going to talk about a mental model that's taken from the business field, talk the blue ocean strategy, how to escape competition, and so in order to dominate markets and maximizing what the majority of the people seek when they are in a business that are so getting as much profit as possible. And then so today, prior to that, I expect you to be thankful already and putting like a like and subscribe already to the channel. And afterwards, if it may trigger your interest, seeing other videos that can create you more insights. So kind of close from the structure of that one. And then so that one is this video, and we're gonna talk about so the Blue Ocean strategy, coined by W. Chen Kim and Rainy Melbourne. The Blue Ocean strategy focuses on creating uncontested market space rather than fighting over existing demand. So companies that follow these strategies innovate in ways that makes competitors obsolete by offering a unique value. That's so what you tend to believe. It's if you try to differentiate, you can so be someone then cannot and does not just fight by things that are already saturated and looking for suboptimal type of so benefits that it's difficult to get in these saturated markets. And then so companies that follows these strategies, they tend to innovate in ways that make so the competitors obsolete. And then so what do you have to understand and what's the concept? The blue ocean. The blue ocean, it kind of comes with the image has a symbol of something that's more clean, something that's more comfortable, something that you kind of feel better by doing it in comparison with the red ocean. There's like red, there's like a lot of blood, like a lot of competitions that already have happened. It's an ocean with so much history, and neither always is something that's positive. And then so red ocean is what we see as existing markets. Existence of what? Price wars that so diminishes the lower profit, diminishes so the profit that you can get, lowering so the profit, limited growth potential, business focus on outperforming rivals, codes trove competition, so suboptimal type of value that you can aggregate if you enter that market, and you're not going to have something that differs from what other ones already tend to do. And then so you're going to try to make and to compete. You're going to be someone that is trying to competition using or trying to diminishing the price to make other ones so get convinced to buy your product, and not because you're providing something useful. Is already markets that you tend to have less flexibility. That's something that nobody likes. But then so blue ocean. What do you have to understand the blue ocean? That's the type of market that so it's the opposite of that, and it's the one so that you want to get more. So no direct competition. By not having competition, the supply is less saturated, which so makes you as a scarce more type of offering, and then so you can expect higher profit margins. The demand is more sustainable. Someone to get in the position of supply to get enough demand to not having like low type of margin of profits, and is focusing in people trying to differentiate and to create more value other than just like trying to diminishing the prices and doing price wars. And then so what could be examples? Examples of blue ocean strategy in action. We have the Cirque du Soleil, transform the circus industry by removing animals and adding storytelling and targeting adults, creating so completely new entertainment category than the normal type of circus tends to have. We have so as well the Nintendo Wii. Instead of competition, instead of like a competition with PlayStation and Xbox in so high-end graphics, they focused on motion-controlled gameplay, appealing to a broader audience. And you have as well the Uber and Airbnb, disrupted traditional taxi and hotel industries by creating entirely new ways of accessing services, and these all both tend to have the same type of tendency, is migrating from the red ocean to a blue ocean, that so profits can be expected as higher. Knows that exists that much of competition because I have something that has a differentiation, and if I'm more scarce or more valuable, the power is more on my side than is on the demand side. And then so what you have to understand is that obviously you want to apply the blue ocean, so tending more for blue oceans if I see that my business is relying more in red oceans. And then so what you have to understand is to how to apply the blue ocean strategies to your business. And then so eliminate what industry norms can you remove that add cost but no real value. Reduce what elements can be reduced below the industry standard. Raise what factors should be improved or emphasized, and create what new elements can you introduce that consumers have never seen. It's like a thing that you can look, eliminate and reduce, so things that doesn't aggregate that much value, so elements that can be reduced below the industry. So what elements can be reduced below the industry standard. Eliminate what industry norms can you remove that add cost but no real value. Things that eliminate. Reduce elements that can be reduced so below the industry standard. So think that other ones are creating things that other ones are doing it, and you're trying to look as a benchmark and you think that you have to do the same, but look for the fundamentals. Are these things that much of essential to exist? Is that much needed to have that much costs in marketing, or I should based more in technical type of improvements? Or it's the opposite. People are spending that much in technical improvements and not focusing in marketing is another type of component that is as well important to focus. Raise and create, now trying, now that I have eliminated, reduce, to eliminate so things that doesn't aggregate value, I look for raise and create things that so are fundamentally what the real consumers want. So factors that should be improved or emphasized, adopting more design thinking type of process, so looking more for fundamental type of needs that the customers have, creating so new elements that introduce the customers, so things that they have never seen, that makes you so have a differentiation. That's because it's not just something that technology helps, but as well facilitates your process of selling. If you have something new, it's easier to differentiate in terms of selling, in terms of marketing, if you already are technological different. And then so as much so you're different than the other ones, your pairs, you're going to have a higher probability to have a easier way so to stand out. And then so now where you have to look as well is that this hub is integrated with all your system and all your analysis that you have done about so the business as general. So you're not just gonna try to innovate just because it's you go for a blue ocean. It's something that has a leverage, something that has to get in count with whole your business. Not just doesn't mean that EA is gonna be something that's probably the blue ocean of our type of century. That doesn't mean that you have to explore at whole costs. This is not what you do. You have to understand as well if you're able to create these new things. So you have to look for new things that other ones wishes, that's real value, but you have to understand if you can so produce it, if you have scalability, so if you can produce enough for a good amount of people, you have to understand as well if we have the enough resources to raise, so to produce in scale and in quality. And then so we should always try to test quickly the ideas, this type of assumption that makes me then so go deep, but not going deep already, going just deep after some new tests of market that makes you so and can so helps the door and you can dive it without any type of bothering in that new markets. So I expect this video has created certain types of insights on you, and see you in the next one.